Hey everybody, welcome back to the IE427 garage. Today we're going to work on some stuff for E.L.E, the Maverick project. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the IE427 garage. As I stated in the opening, we're going to be working on some stuff for E.L.E. If you don't remember the Maverick project that we have, E.L.E, it is a 74 Ford Maverick that we are LS swapping and running a full late model type AJE front cradle in. So today we got some parts for the engine that we've been waiting for, and I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and show you those and see if we can't start getting those bolted onto the engine. So basically what we've got is I ordered some new coil packs, some coil pack brackets, and the hardware to mount them. Since we're changing the style of the coil packs from the original truck 6-liter coil packs that came on the engine, we're going with I think it's just a later model coil pack for the same engine. So they require these spacers because they're a little bit deeper. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount those on there and see what it all looks like when we're done. I've also ordered some intake gaskets because the intake is still loose. It's just sitting on there. And I ordered the hardware kit to bolt it all down because we need the long bolts that go down in here. I didn't get those with the intake, and quite honestly, they were probably a little bit ratty because this is an LS6 intake, and I'll just bet that the hardware that was on this when it was taken off of that engine were probably rusty anyway. So we've got new hardware coming for that, so I may show you that in an upcoming video. Also ordered new fuel injectors for this. These are the stock truck injectors, and I'm not even sure what the pound rating is on those, but I ordered some SEP, some Snake Eater 1000s for this, 1000 cc's, which are 96 pound injectors, and we're going to be installing those on this. Those should be able to keep up with the VS Racing turbo that we have going on the engine, along with the Holley system that we've got going on here too. So let me get some of this stuff unpacked and we'll start bolting this stuff onto the engine. So there they are. I've got the brackets bolted onto both sides, and I only had one issue. You know, if you get parts powder coated, you always want to run a tap through if you start having any trouble getting a bolt to go in. So I had trouble with this bolt here, and I had trouble with this bolt here. And so I grabbed, I think it's an M6 by 1 tap, and I just ran it into those two holes, and then the bolts went right in, no problem. All the other holes were good. So, you know, I can't blame the powder coat guys. They do their best to keep all of the holes from getting material in them. I mean, here you can see this one right here that we're not using. It looks nice and clean. So, I mean, they do a really good job when they powder coat this stuff, but, you know, stuff happens. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and get the coil packs bolted to the brackets, and then it's a waiting game because I ordered new wiring harnesses for both sides for the coil packs, and those should be arriving tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. I might be back out in the shop tomorrow night putting those coil pack wiring kits in. So Hang on. All right, I don't know if I showed this in a previous video. I did pick up a pressure transducer for fuel pressure, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to run it here in the fuel inlet for the fuel rails, or whether I'm going to put it in a return style regulator or what. But I did pick one of those up. You probably saw it sitting on top of the intake manifold as I was going around putting the coils in. Anyways, I've got the coil packs all mounted. You know, it turns out I probably didn't need the spacers because there's enough room behind them. I mean, I can fit my finger behind there. So there probably would have been enough room. But my feeling is that the coils may have enough heat generated along with the hot oil behind the valve covers that I just thought you know, I've got them. I might as well use them. And hopefully they'll get a little bit more air circulation behind them, and they'll work better. So, whatever. They're all in. I did end up running the tap through all of the threaded holes, through the ICT brackets, because a couple of the bolts just didn't want to go through evenly. Like, they would get like halfway through the threads in the aluminum, and then they wanted to like start to get tough. So I just grabbed the tap, I ran it through, and it all looks really good now. So I'm gonna call it a night. If those brackets, or not the brackets, if those wiring harnesses show up in the mail tomorrow, I will bring you guys back and I will show you how we're going to get those wired in. All right, everybody, next day. I got the delivery. These are the stock GM part. This is the coil pack harness. I ordered these from our friends over at Rock Auto. They had them in stock. I think they were $40 or so per side. And I've got one of them already taken out and put on the car, put on the engine. And all I tried to do is I tried to take off all the unnecessary stuff that was on the harness itself. Like, it has a bunch of clips that it, like right here, you can see where it goes into the factory coil bracket. So all these little clips that kind of like hold it in place. There's one here, there's one here. I got rid of all that. And then there's a clip on the back of the bracket here that I'll probably take off as well, because it's going to end up scratching up the valve cover. But I took that stuff off, and you can see I've got all of it right here. There's stickers and tape and clips and all this crap, just to clean up the install on it, so that we can minimize the wiring mess that's on top of the motor. So I'll unbox the other one and I'll show you what it looks like before I strip all the stuff off of it. Alright, so here is the harness as it comes out of the box. You can see it's got an inspection sticker on it, or tag, but it's also got all these little markings on it. Like, there's a little piece of yellow tape here, there's the clip here, the part numbers here, piece of white tape here, clip, a clip, another clip. And so I'm going to strip it of all that stuff, including the clip that's on the back of the main coil connector. You can see I pulled the one off of this one, so that there's no metal that's going to, you know, go in here and scratch up our nicely painted valve covers or our intake manifold. So I'm going to get all that stuff stripped off of there, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mount this one up to the engine as well. And there you go. So, passenger side all done, driver side all done. What I did is I routed the wire like underneath some of the standoffs here, so that I could take up some of the slack for the excess wire and still hide it behind the coils. So that one spot right there is about the only place you can see the wires, like in between the brackets. So it's a trade-off. I mean, you could take the whole harness apart, and then you could cut it and splice it and reconfigure it so it fits perfect. But in the long run, I think I'd rather have a part that is easily replaceable. So for instance, if you're out racing one weekend and you burn something up or one of the wires gets nicked or whatever, you can just order the stock part. You don't have to worry about re-engineering it just to put it on the car. You pull off all the extra clips and the tape and what have you, throw it on the car, and you're good. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. I appreciate you guys all watching. I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy the content for the Maverick as much as I do, and we'll see you guys all next time. Have a great day.